Let's delve into one of the most unsettling cases you'll ever hear. A tale of betrayal, buried secrets, and a small town hiding something unspeakable. This is the story of Janet Chandler, a young woman whose life was cut short in a horrific way. Her case wrapped in layers of lies that would take nearly 3 decades to unravel. To understand the magnitude of this tragedy, let's go back to 1979 in Holland, Michigan. Janet Chandler was a 22-year-old student at Hope College, known for her kindness and close-knit community ties. She worked as a night shift desk clerk at a local hotel, the Blue Mill Inn, which was then hosting a group of security guards on temporary duty for a strike at a nearby power plant. These men were rough, known for heavy partying and intense camaraderie, but among them, a dark fascination with Janet began to grow. A dangerous obsession that would lead to a night of unimaginable horror. The chilling part of Janet's story is that she trusted these people. They weren't strangers to her. They were her friends, co-workers, even mentors. And yet, on a cold night in January, they concocted a horrifying plan that would turn her life into their twisted form of entertainment. She was lured into a party under the guise of a celebration. But what Janet didn't know was that she was the night's tragic centerpiece. Her friends led her to believe this would be a night of fun. But instead, it was a trap. The details of that night are grim, and as investigators would later uncover, Janet endured unimaginable suffering before her life was violently taken. For years, her murder remained a mystery. The town was haunted by her memory, and the local community held on to the faint hope that one day justice would be served. But it seemed like the case would never be solved. Decades went by, and the truth stayed hidden in plain sight, shielded by a code of silence among those who knew exactly what had happened. It wasn't until 2004, nearly 25 years later, that cold case detectives reopened Janet's case, determined to bring justice to her family. They re-interviewed old witnesses, delved into forgotten evidence, and pursued every lead, no matter how old. Piece by piece, they began to untangle the web of lies. Eventually, the investigation led back to those who were once thought of as her friends. Shockingly, it was revealed that Janet's own friends had played a role in her death, betraying her in a way that would shatter her family and horrify her hometown. Among the key figures were Robert Lynch, Anthony Williams, Freddie Parker, and James Nelson. These men had stayed at the Blue Mill Inn while working as temporary security guards for a strike. Their camaraderie, however, masked something far more sinister. They lured Janet into what she thought was a celebration in her honor, only for her to fall victim to their vile plan. The details of her death, how she was subjected to unspeakable violence and stripped of her dignity, stunned everyone as they emerged in court. Her so-called friend, Lori Swank, also played a disturbing role in the crime. Swank, who worked with Janet, helped coordinate the setup, betraying Janet in ways that left even the detectives speechless. When the case finally went to trial, Swank's testimony, along with the uncovered evidence, brought the dark truth into the light. When the truth finally surfaced, it painted a sickening picture of betrayal, jealousy, and cruelty. The once close friends who took part in this heinous act had spent years hiding their guilt, blending back into society as if nothing had happened. The case was finally brought to court, and justice was served. But the lingering question remains: how could something so terrible stay hidden for so long? And how could those involved carry on as though Janet's life was meaningless? When the sentences were handed down, it felt like a measure of justice had finally been achieved. But the impact of the betrayal and trauma echoed long after. Janet Chandler's life was taken by those she trusted, in a town that tried to forget but never could. Janet Chandler's story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide behind familiar faces. Her case is a cautionary tale of trust, betrayed and justice delayed. And as we conclude, we're left to wonder how many more stories like Janet's remain untold, hidden beneath layers of silence and complicity. If this story gripped you and you want more true crime mysteries, subscribe to our channel for more stories that will leave you questioning the world around you. By supporting us, you're helping bring these forgotten stories to light, honoring the memory of those like Janet Chandler, who deserve to be remembered and whose stories deserve to be told. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay tuned for more.